It is that time again. Yes, everybody. It is that time again. We are back. We are back on the show. We didn't go anywhere, but we've been working. This is Charles Becco over here at Brooklyn Traders, and I want to thank everybody for being here today. Yes. Man. All right. Music is off. Everybody, I want to thank everybody for being here today. My name is Charles Becco, and today we will be breaking down the stock market for one and for all. It has been a while. It has been a while since we have been here. However, we were not going anywhere, and we promise you, just like Jesus, that we will never leave you. We will never forsake you. All right. So, just going to take some time here. I want to get out all the links to the various communities here. Again, we are multi-streaming via Clubhouse, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. The only show actually on Clubhouse that multi-streams to all of these different channels. Okay, and what I have here, I have Helen 2, who's going to help me break down some of these tickers, and she's going to give her analysis to where she thinks the market is going to be. Let me just pin the link to the room at the top here, and we will be ready to go. Okay, again, I definitely want to thank and welcome everybody here. All right, we got a lot to talk about. We do have a lot to talk about. All right, boom. All right, and let me start the room, and we will be ready to go. What? Man, not too sure what happened to my room, but we're definitely gonna get it started. Okay. All right. So, just to talk about it, we've been having lots of craziness happening in the market. I mean, we've seen Tesla go from like $750 to almost $900 in under 2 weeks. We've seen equities rally off the lows 10 and 15%, and there's lots of things going on. All right. So just give me a second while I just do our thing. And yeah, here we are. All right. All right. Here we are. Okay. So we are getting started. All right. Let me just make sure everything's working with the YouTube. I got sound. And everybody that's in the room, please click the link in the description above, and you'll be able to see the show. All right. So yeah. What's been happening in equities, right? So pretty much, we had the Qs here. We put out a big video on Instagram and also TikTok and different places, telling everybody that we believe the low for the QQQ was going to be 275. We thought 275 was going to be the next low on QQQ, and as you can see from this chart here, we held that area pretty nicely. 275 held, and since then we have been kind of chopping sideways. We started to kind of form like an upwards shaping wedge into a cup and handle, and we have broken out quite ferociously, I have said. So the same kind of price action that we have seen on the QQQ, we have also seen happen on the SPY. Okay, we have seen it happen on SPY. We've seen it happen on Tesla. These charts are going to look exactly the same, right? Tesla almost hitting its daily 200 here. Microsoft and yada yada yada. You get the rest. You get the rest, right? So the question is, right? Now that we've kind of broken out and we've been going higher, what exactly is going to happen next? And how can I forget Bitcoin, right? How can we forget Bitcoin? So for the first time since oh gosh, wow. Let's see. Gotta stretch the chart back here. Whew. So for the first time since April, okay, we have Bitcoin touching its daily 50, which is sitting very snugly at $24,000. Okay, but before I continue any further, I do have Helen here. Helen too. Helen, please introduce yourself to the crowd and please let us know what you believe is going to happen next in the stock market. Go ahead, Helen. Mic's on you.
Yeah. So I'm cooking dinner. Anyway, so I am nobody. I open Clubhouse every day and share some truth and share some stock information, do some predictions. And right now I'm in middle of nowhere in Texas. It's hot. So basically, Fed Powell already said his information is pretty dovish. So the market react very bullish on Wednesday, and the Thursday morning it pulled back a little bit and then went up. And then Friday was very bullish. I predicted bullish on Thursday. I thought Friday will be very good day. For next week, I think there's some pullback on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday will be okay because this is kind of pattern for the bull. When the market is bull, when the market is bullish, normally Monday will go up and then dip, pull back a little bit, and then Tuesday, Wednesday's kind of pull back day. But I don't really predict every single day. It's just my little bit pattern I've noticed in the past several months. So don't take it as a prediction. I don't predict. So, but in August, I think it's going to be good because the major stocks, the earnings already came out, and the market reacted very bullish. Some bad stocks like Sharp or some EDU, they dropped a lot, and then they pulled back. They came back. So basically, any kind of bad news, because the markets react as a good news, because fundamental information is from the macroeconomic information is from Powell. His information is kind of dovish, and also there are 2 or 3 FED members will speak on Tuesday, Wednesday. People need to pay attention for that. Otherwise, there are a lot of buy dip opportunities for next week, I believe. And also, I studied the earnings. If they have pre-market earnings came out, I will find 1 stock or maybe 2 to see if there's an opportunity to buy dip. So that's pretty much it.
All right. So, Helen, I would like to thank you so much for that analysis. So Helen, you have to drop the sauce on us, right? So what stocks are you looking to personally buy the dip on? Could you at least give us just one ticker that you would be looking on to buy the dip on?
Wow, it changes every day. So there are like 20 stocks a month. A lot of stocks now, the earnings come out every single day. Right now, I was pay attention to AMD, maybe because Intel was doing bad. So I will see, because I don't bet on earnings normally I wait until the earning came out, and then there might be, if the market is okay, so and the earning is good, so normally the stock will go up. I only choose 1 or 2 stocks to trade every single day. I don't do a bunch. Also, when you trade stocks, you have to pay attention to the SPX. If SPX, you have to make some kind of prediction and watch analyze the charts. I do the what's called that daily chart, the bar chart. When I buy stock, I always do a daily chart bar analysis.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much for breaking that down for us. Okay. And so let's do a quick reset of the room, and then we will continue with the rest of the show, where we're going to be looking at some charts, going to be breaking them down and seeing what we could do, whether up or down. All right. Again, team, thank you so much for being here. My name is Charles Becco. I'm partnered here with Helen too. And today we are talking about the stock market, right? Whether we would rally or fall, right? What's on the horizon. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here. Please follow the club, follow your moderators. Follow us at brooklyntraders.net. Also, you can follow me personally on Instagram as well. That is Charles Becco on all platforms, okay? And let's continue with the show. All right, so let's talk about, kind of, again, what happened in the market here, right? So we are very bullish, okay? To me, it looks like we want to scream upwards to the daily 200 on SPY, which is sitting very snugly at 417. We've got a lot of good things going on. Number one, we've got some very good volume that's been picking up. We've been smashing through these supply levels here between 394 and 400 and 401. We've got a squeeze, which basically means that the chart was compressing for a time, and now it exploded and it is releasing energy, okay, which is fantastic. And, we are, again, it looks like we're going to run right up there to this 414, 417 area, right, where we'll be in another potential trading channel or another potential supply zone, okay? So that's what's happening on the SPY. One chart I want everyone to pay attention to, right? And as you can see, this chart on Apple looks very much so, okay, like the chart on SPY, right? But here's the issue, okay? So I'm gonna pick this chart here, and I want to break it down for us, okay? So let me first say this, that Apple is the number one most strongest stock in the stock market, period. Hands down, okay? However, okay, we are in a technical short setup on the monthly time frame, okay? As you can see here, we are in a trading channel for months between 180 and 148, which is a pretty wide channel. You're talking about up and down $40. Within the last 2 months, right? We're talking about the month of June and the month of May. We broke down and out of this trading channel. Now, this rule goes as follows, right? You have a breakdown of the trading channel, right, which broke below the lows here. And so now you're still in a technical short setup, okay? Now, here's what happened, okay? You have this bar here, this very bullish bar, where we bounced from the lows of 137 all the way to spitting distance of the highs up to 162. However, this bar has not yet engulfed the previous 2 bars. Again, what do I mean? This bar here has not crossed over, is not overtaken, is not engulfed the previous bar, which has a high of roughly, I'm just eyeballing it here, 166.29. And what does that mean? That means we are still in a technical short setup. We are looking at like almost like a 20-year chart on Apple here. And as you can see, not only, okay, are we in a technical short setup by definition, okay, where this may be a bear flag, okay? Bear flags are opposite bull flags, right? So they go the other way. This may potentially be a bear flag. We also still have a falling histogram, and we also had, for the first time in, I'd say 3 to 5 years, for the first time, we have a MACD cross down on the monthly time frame. So what is it that I'm saying, right? I'm not saying that the world ends tomorrow. It's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that we may not potentially be out of the water just yet, because the market is relying, okay, on tickers like Apple, like Microsoft, like Tesla for leadership. Okay, the QQQ, Dow, and SPY have the FANG heavily. The FANG's influence is heavily weighted in these indices, right? And what is the FANG, right? For anybody who just popped in here and is wondering what the heck is going on, it's very simple: Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Microsoft, and Tesla. So technically, it's not FANG, right? It's the FANG MT, because there is also Microsoft and Tesla that exerts a lot of influence, especially on the QQQ, okay? And wherever these 5 or 6 tickers go, that's where the market is going to go, hands down. And right now, again, Apple is still technically by just bars, right? If you're looking at these candlesticks, it is still in a technical short setup. Now, there is some good parts to this, right? I have momentum indicators on this chart, and my momentum indicators are saying, hey, you know what? Apple has momentum to the upside, right? So instead of pontificating, let me tell you very clearly what is it that I'm looking for, okay? Within the next 2 to 3 months, okay? If Apple could form a bar that closes above 166.29, okay? Again, whether it's the month of August, September, or October, if Apple could close above 166.29 on the monthly time frame, then I would say, hey, you know what? This short signal on Apple is totally invalid, and it looks like the market could rally further. Okay, but that needs to happen. Okay, so I'm giving you qualifiers here, right? Above 166.29. Okay, if we could close above that, we're fine. If we close below that on a monthly time zone, you know, we are still in a hairy market. Okay, let's pay our attention to another name. Let's talk about Microsoft. Okay. Yeah, as you can see here, again, Microsoft is hitting its monthly 21 here, and you're getting a nice bounce, as you should, right? But if you look on the daily time frame on Microsoft, I actually see something very interesting, okay? Microsoft is actually above its daily 200. And not only is it above the daily 200, right? Look what's happening here. The 8, okay, passed over the 50 and the 21, and it's going higher, and it's doing so on volume, and there is a squeeze with a MACD cross, right? So actually Microsoft is looking pretty good here, and is looking pretty strong, and I'm looking for Microsoft on a daily time frame to bounce up possibly to 290 to 300. Okay, so that's Microsoft. Let's talk about another squeeze that has fired in Tesla. Okay, now if you had been part of our private server here at Brooklyn Traders, we dropped the whole sauce, and we've been ripping and running on Tesla like crazy. Okay, as you can see, right, Tesla came down to these demand zones, smashed it through the supply zones, and just keeps going. A lot of bullish volume on Tesla here within the last couple of days, and we have an active squeeze being fired in Tesla as well, right? And the Tesla squeeze has got some significant power under it. our official price targets that we published, again, via several groups, okay, on Tesla was Tesla 850, which we met, 900, which we just missed by a hair on Friday, and then 945 or 950, that is the final price target on Tesla, and there are talks that possibly Tesla could hit 1,000, okay? Let's see if that could happen. The only issue with Tesla that I could see is that it actually ran up very, very fast, and we're going vertical here, and so that's also an issue with a lot of the tickers that is active in the market. Okay, but man, oh man, Tesla I believe still has some potential to go much higher. I'm looking for Tesla to maybe even tap that 100 mark, right? Because we've got a 2-day squeeze that fired. I want to see if there was a 3-day squeeze that fired as well. The 3-day squeeze is just getting started, right? So, updated guidance here, okay? Somewhere between 945 and possibly 1,000 on Tesla. And Tesla will drag the rest of the market with it, okay? Let's look at something else. Let's look at Bitcoin, right? Team, I just don't know what to tell you, okay? I've told folks it feels like it's not quite been a year, because, we hit the highs of 69,000 in November, and I have just been saying, hey, you know what? I think this Bitcoin is going down, but as of right now, we are getting an oversold bounce in Bitcoin. We are getting an oversold bounce in Bitcoin, right? And so it looks to me, right, that Bitcoin does want to kind of break out of this channel here between 24,000 and 21, okay? But we need to see how the rest of the market behaves. And to me, if Bitcoin cannot get over 25,000 and hold, we are going right back down. We are going right back down. And so for me, when people ask me, hey Charles, what's a good price to buy Bitcoin? Within the last 2 and 3 months, I'm going to tell everybody here, the best price to buy Bitcoin, okay, is down here, back to the breakout levels, okay, of 9,500 to 13,000. I actually went out yesterday, and as some of you know, I actually have merch. I have trading t-shirts that we sell from our website. Not promoting it here, but I just happen to be wearing a t-shirt. And some guys, they see on my t-shirt, it says crypto pays me. And they didn't really quite understand, because they thought it said crypto plays me, right? And I said, no, man. I straightened out my shirt. I said, it says crypto pays me. Pays, P-A-Y-S. Crypto pays me. And, we had engaged in a discussion, and I told these guys, hey, Bitcoin, 9,000, 10,000, it's coming. Even this morning, after all the heartbreak and sorrow from people who were buying lottery tickets, okay, lottery tickets to get that $1.1 billion lottery number, when I seen those people going to try to redeem those tickets to see if they had won anything, and they doubled down and went to go buy more tickets. I even told the people at the gas station wanting to buy lottery tickets, hey guys, Bitcoin is coming down to 9,000, 13,000. Don't forget where you heard it first, here on the stage at Brooklyn Traders and at this room that we created. Now, back to the guys yesterday at the bar. They said, hey man, how do you know that Bitcoin is going to come down to 9,000 and 13,000? I straightened up, opened up my shirt, and said, because crypto pays me, man. And everyone had a big old laugh. All right. So at this moment of the show, I think we kind of covered a lot of the topics that we wanted to cover. We're going to give a quick reset to the room. what I would like the people in the room and on stage, and possibly, okay, on Facebook as well, while we give the room reset, if there are tickers that you would like for myself or Helen to comment on or break down, please do not send me a DM. Put them in the chat. I see my man Ski Mask here. Okay, wanted to look at Cisco. April Wu, I guess, had a question about Tesla. So we'll look at Tesla, even though we talked about it already. And then we'll look at Cisco. But again, if you have a question, okay, again, put it in the YouTube chat stream or put it in the room and we will break it down for you. So off to the reset we go. All right, team. I want to thank everybody so much for joining us here today. My name is Charles Becco from Brooklyn Traders, and today we are talking about and breaking down the stock market. I've got on the stage with me Helen too from the stock analysis group, and we are talking about Bitcoin, Tesla, stocks, options, everything. All right. Put down the types of tickers you would like to get broken down in the chat. Whether you be on Facebook or on Clubhouse, and we will get right to it. Okay. I see some people sending me some DMs here. Man. Okay. Team, again, put the tickers you would like to get broken down in the chat, pretty please. And thank you. And so I do want to address a question here. It's actually kind of funny. Actually, let me actually put the screen back. I got a question about exactly who I am. You know, most people know me as Charles Becco from Clubhouse, but the world, I should say, how can I describe this? So yeah, some people know me from Clubhouse and on YouTube as Charles Becco, the market analysis, right? I did study finance and have a master's degree in business, and I was also a financial advisor for Bridge Financial Group, actually in Brooklyn, New York. But besides that, I have another, how can I say this? I have other things that I do as well. Okay, so to do that, let me kind of put this on the screen here. Because again, the people had some questions, and so I'm just going to address this here. So besides actually being a YouTube host and Clubhouse stock market analyzer, I'm also a writer and producer of Hollywood films. Okay, I've been writing and producing content for almost about 12 years. Okay, on the screen here you see me, myself, and Nia DaCosta, the black woman director of the big breakout film Candyman, that was in theaters. Here I am with Michael Slifkin, one of the top distributors in Hollywood. Here I am with the legendary producer Avi Lerner of pretty much every Rocky movie, all the big budget action movies. He's probably produced or co-produced it. Man with over 300 titles to his credit. Here I am with Geronimo Barrera. This is the executive vice president of Rockstar Games, whom I have a very amazing relationship with, a fellow Brooklynite and a very close friend of mine that we are frequent collaborators. Here's me on set. Here's me with Stephen Baldwin. I wrote a film, a Christian movie for Stephen Baldwin, called Tapestry, that's available on Amazon. This is me just looking fly, you know, back when I used to be a young whippersnapper. I worked as a in-house producer at a big film studio in Brooklyn, and this is me and the rest of my team, and so forth and so on, right? So yeah, I am a Hollywood producer as well, you know, so sometimes when you guys don't see me on Clubhouse, when you don't, again, see me on Clubhouse, I'm actually out there creating content for screen and television. Okay? I've got a film playing right now called Where Hearts Lie, and this is currently playing on Fox Soul. Check that out there. All right? So, if you ever want to find anything about me, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, yada, yada, yada. Hopefully that clears up all questions about that. Now back to the show. All right. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at some of the tickers that you guys put up. Okay, so I see Tesla, I see Cisco, I see Netflix, I see Sega. Oh, Tanya Harris, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being able to get here. And I see SMH for my man, Kendall Wilson, all-city running back for the big Canarsie Blue Chiefs. Kendall, salutes to you, sir. All right. Let's do Tesla here. Hey, again, we kind of covered this already. Tesla is just smashing through, Hulk smashing through several resistance levels or several supply zones like it doesn't even exist. We have a price target, active price target on Tesla of 900, 950, and 1,000 on Tesla based on what we see on the price and chart analysis. But we think that Tesla potentially may want to kind of catch its breath a little bit. As you can see, yeah, we're just very extended on the charts here at Tesla, right? So expect some kind of pullback, perhaps, maybe, potentially. Hey, so that is Tesla there. I do see Cisco. I don't remember the ticker symbol for Cisco. If anyone can help me, let me see. Could these guys help me? Oh, Cisco, CSCO. Okay, I got it. Let's look at Cisco. Let's see what's happening with we'll leave Larry Ellison's company, right? Pretty okay. Okay, you see like the 8 here is crossing over to 50, crossing over to 21. You do have a squeeze that fired. I'll be able to put a price target on Cisco here for see 45, 46. I'd say 46.70 on Cisco here. So it may want to kind of go back into the gap, but just be careful here. I can see why you're asking me about Cisco. Typically, right, when big companies like Cisco, right, when they kind of make these big nasty gaps, they tend to fill them. Charts, for whatever reason. I know this might sound a little esoteric, or maybe a little mystical, right? But for whatever reason, charts just, or price or whatever, does not seem to like to leave big open gaps, even big nasty gaps, right? So as we could kind of get into, again, above 46.20 here, I do see the momentum to carry us up there. See if you get a rejection off of this level, which should serve as a supply zone, right? So there should be a bunch of people that are trapped here. So let me I'll actually draw some lines here. It's helpful to draw these levels here because you look back and then you find out, hey, that this area was area of significance, right? And so, yeah, I would say that there should be a healthy supply zone here between $48.13 and $45.74 on Cisco. All right. Next up on this list is Netflix. And if somebody that's in the chat, right, if you guys could actually take a peek at YouTube, take a peek at the YouTube and just copy and paste the tickers that are on the YouTube and throw them in the chat here. That will be helpful for me, so I won't have to do another step or pull up another window on another screen. That will be very helpful. Again, if somebody that's in this Clubhouse, if you could look on the YouTube real quick, do me a huge favor, copy the tickers that are on YouTube and post them here. That will be fantastic. Next up on this list is Netflix, right? Yeah. I didn't start coughing until I started talking. Boom. All right, so okay, so this is what I'm talking about, right? So you see when I was just mentioning about Cisco, right? Netflix looks like it just wanted to kind of march up here and kind of get in the gap, right? But before we even get to the gap, right, we're hitting a big supply zone here, right? And this looks pretty large, right? So I'm actually gonna chart this out. I'll say this. This is what I'll say, right? Is Netflix going out of business? No, not with what 50, 100, was it, how many subscribers was it 40 million or 400 million? I'm not really sure. Was it 40, no, sorry, was it 40 million subscribers or 400 million subscribers? I don't remember, but it's a large number. One thing I do know is 35 to 40% of the people who pay for streaming, okay, in the world, 40% of those people who pay for streaming have Netflix, right? So Netflix's market share is very dominant. First major move to market. I don't see Disney Plus, Apple Plus, Paramount Plus, and all these pluses, okay? I do not see all of these folks outpacing Netflix. I do believe, and if a Netflix CEO or executive or big boss pants, whatever you want to call yourself, if you are listening to the show, I will tell you that you do have an issue for content, right? Some of the content is getting a little stale, okay? And to me, you should put more money into original Netflix series like Black Mirror, that is uber popular, Ozarks, which unfortunately has ended, and spend less money on just, I don't know, whatever the heck else you guys are doing. You know, I see a lot of experimentation, lots of different kind of contents. Man, just put your money where your winners are and take money from your losers. I probably don't have to tell you that, right? But again, if any Netflix executives out there, I'll tell you what my own personal journey is with Netflix, right? I'll watch Netflix for a month or two, see everything that I could possibly see, catch up to the shows that I want to catch up on, and then that is it. That's it, you know? So, hey, there's a big old gap there. We are far away from the 200 here. And yeah, Netflix is, you know, it is what it is here on Netflix, right? But can we get into this gap? Sure. But let's get above 227, above 250, and then we'll see. We'll see. The 200 is way up there at 336. Now that I'm talking about Netflix, let's take a look at another ticker. Let us look at Meta. Meta. I'll tell you what, team. Okay, I'm gonna just drop some sauce here. In my opinion, okay, out of all big tech, okay, if you're looking to add a big tech name to your long term, I would look no further than Facebook or Meta. That is also, Billy Facebook owns Instagram as well, right? And so, team, I can't think, I mean, you know, whether you like Mark Zuckerberg or not, whether you like Facebook's policies or not, Facebook is one of the most popular social media platforms, period, and in history. With, I mean, I don't know exactly what the number is, but at one time you had 1 billion Facebook users, 1 billion with a B, right? And so, yeah, you gotta be long Facebook. I'm seeing what may potentially be a triple bottom here on Facebook, as Facebook is wholeheartedly defending this daily 50 here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here, team. Hold on. So how about this indicator? Let me load this indicator again. It's not giving me a reading, but based on this chart, we should buy the dip here on Meta. I know Meta is not on the list, but this is my personal pick for all of you to take a good look at Meta here. Okay, we do have a MACD cross down on the daily time frame, which could be troublesome. But you know, above $154, I say Meta could potentially hold. Obviously, if it breaks 154, right, then you know we are going lower. But to me, if you wanted to start to add some names longer term, then yeah, I would look at Meta here. And even if we do break this level, we do have another support level down here between 142 and 135 on Meta. Again, you can't time the market. You have to spend time in the market, right? And so don't just try to get the absolute lows in anything. It'll never happen. The way that you do it is, hey, you buy some shares here at 150. Maybe it goes to 140, buy some shares there. Maybe we go to 170, 180, you buy some shares there. You know, try to work your way up to 100 shares. If you have a stock or ticker that you love, work your way up to 100 shares, and you could potentially sell option premium and actually generate a weekly income from that. If you want to learn more about that, you could hit me up or hit up Helen. We have tools and resources here. Again, www.brooklyntraders.net for more information, right? Let's look at, so that's Netflix. Let's look at Sega. Hello, Tanya. Miss Tanya Harris is letting me know that Sega is a monkeypox play, right? And so I kind of already know and feel what this is. And, yeah. Okay. Miss Tanya, I'm going to tell you the truth.
So the Sega, can I?
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Helen.
Because FDA has some.
Go ahead,
FDA has some announcement. Says there's something wrong, so they just waterfall plan it right away. Because of FDA, they said something negative about the Sega.
Can you elaborate? Do you know what the news on Sega was? Because I can tell you what this looks like from the charts. But if there's news, please let us know, Helen. I think maybe Helen may be going to go get the news. So Helen, if you come back, just interrupt me here. But I'll just talk about the chart. Team, this is just a FOMO, no-mo play. You know, this is all FOMO. Okay? You see this happen sometimes when, you see things having to do with gun legislation, if there are riots, if there are, some kind of social unrest, there are certain tickers that are very sensitive to social unrest and things like that. There are security companies, gun manufacturers, ammunition manufacturers. You saw a big run on Raytheon and LMT while the Ukraine-Russia thing was heating up, right? And so these things are temporary and spurious. There's almost no technical analysis you can do with it. It's totally momentum, and trading with any other technical tools is totally different. Okay, don't expect something like the squeeze or 21 SMA bounce or EMA or SMA crossovers to help you here. This is just all FOMO, and it's totally subject to news, totally subject to human emotion, totally subject to greed and fear. So there is absolutely, positively no technical analysis I can give to you here. If you're inexperienced, I would actually caution against trading something like this, right? Or just buy it and just hold it. If you got a profit, sell it. That's all I can say. I can't recommend something like this, not when there are other things to buy. Instead of Sega, why don't you buy Uber? Uber's my number one pick, period. You see a potential double bottom here on Uber for at around $20. You see momentum here to the upside. Hourly momentum, daily momentum. We just crossed over the daily 50 here on Uber. The 8 pass over the 8 pass over the 50, 8 pass over the 21 here on Uber. I'm an Uber bull, right? Just like I was the Tesla bull. Okay, team. Yeah, you got to be bullish on things that's worth being bullish on, right? Again, if you got some money to throw around, look at Palantir. Palantir is back to where the stock basically opened at, right? It's a little bit speculative, but I'm told that they have a lot of government contracts. There's just so many other names it's just worth throwing money into than to get caught up in a FOMO backwash, okay? So that is my thoughts on Sega. Thank you, Kendall, my man. Gave me the list from Facebook here. So we got Joby. I have no idea what Joby is. Joby looks like a phase 1 market phase, right? We are in some kind of trading channel here between but basically $6 and 472. Only thing I can say here is, hey, if you like this, buy this closer to 472, sell it closer to $6 until we break out on volume. That's what I feel here on Joby. Let's look at Square. Full disclosure, I added some shares of Square here. I do like Square, just like I like some of these other names. Yeah, I mean, I fully expected Square to be a $300 and $400 stock, right? So asking me, hey, what is it worth it here at $76? Absolutely. But on the shorter term time frame, we are bullish. We see a rising wedge here. We went, tested the 50, got knocked back to the 21, bounced like a basketball back above the 50. That is bullish on Square. Okay, I am bullish Square. Did add some shares of Square. Full disclosure. Now let's look at PayPal. PayPal looks kind of like Square here, right? Yeah. You see here we had a nice consolidation phase here. We seemed like we held 68. You see a double bottom there on 68. 8 passing over to 21. 21 passing over to 50. EMAs are starting to stack positively on PayPal, but we are up to the second ATR, right? So what I'd like to see here is for PayPal to kind of pull back to maybe 82, pull back maybe to 80 and hold that level and bounce, and yeah, that will be good for PayPal. And last but not least, for my man Kendall, thank you so much for reminding me, we have SMH. If I'm not mistaken, SMH is an ETF for the semiconductors, right? Somebody confirm that in the chat. I think it is. SMH, the ETF for the semiconductors. If anybody could put that in the chat. It's kind of hard to remember everything. But I think that is true. I think that is true. If SMH is indeed the... Let me just look at it. I think some of y'all are falling asleep here in the chat. Now I gotta go interrupt the whole show to go look. So I don't want to say the wrong thing here. Oh, Kendall says correct. Well, thank you, brother. All right. So here's the thing, right? We do know that Joe Biden's administration wants to put money towards the semis. I believe I heard some story out of China that they were going to do the same. It's kind of interesting. There's different ways to look at this, right? So usually we've seen a strong correlation between the price of semiconductors and the price of Bitcoin. And before I just say that, let me add this here. Add study, compare with custom symbol. We do Bitcoin. Oh, there you go. Right? Look at this. Right? How did Charles Becco know this? How did he know this? Right? It's simple. Okay? And just so you guys understand how crazy Bitcoin is and Bitcoin mining in particular, the Bitcoin miners use chips. And part of the reason why there's a chip shortage is because people are buying up all the chips to mine Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Duh. That's what's happening. That's what's going on. So, yeah, there's a strong correlation between that, right? So as the price of Bitcoin go down, right, what I'm believing is happening is a lot of people who are mining Bitcoin, it's becoming unprofitable for them to do so because there's also the cost of electricity, which I'm sure, especially because of inflation, is probably going sky high. And as more chips hit the market, right, used chips that can't be repurposed or used for anything else, right, hit the market, yeah, you know, I can see why the SMH could fall concurrently with that as well. Okay. There's two ways to look at the news, you know, from the Biden administration. I mean, technically, if they start making more chips, then that should increase the supply of chips, meaning the price of chips should go down, right? Which is kind of sad, right? Because as inflation went up, the cost of chips went up, but then You also had you had the cost to manufacture, the cost of goods to make more chips went up, but then the supply of already manufactured chips went down, right? And again, who's using these components? It's the miners. Everybody here is not a Bitcoin miner. We don't need more chips for Bitcoin miners. We need more chips for automobiles. We need more chips for computers. We need more chips for other things. We don't need chips for just Bitcoin mining. That's not something that anyone can use. So even though, right, again, even though that there is a shortage, that actually did not help a lot of the chip makers. So you see SMH there. I'm sure it's a component of SMH. It's going to be NVIDIA. Looks the same. You also have AMD, which is the same. And then look at the concurrent crypto tickers, right? Look at Riot. Look at Mara. Look at Coinbase. Yeesh. Sheesh. My goodness. That is getting clapped. Okay. Team, why do you think I put don't get clapped on a t-shirt? Okay. You don't get clapped because that is what happens. All right. And so, in general, yeah, there's some issues here. Now, all these names that I just mentioned, right? Like, again, Coinbase, Riot, Mara, okay, and for which the bell tolls, SMH, if you like it. You can start, in my opinion, if you like these names, right here would not be a bad place to start nibbling at some long-term shares. I do see some momentum in SMH here as the momentum indicators go positive. We reach up to the 30 ATR. Expect us to kind of pull back here, not only to 229, but maybe possibly to 221. And we need it to hold 221. And here's the rule, right? As long as SMH is holding above 221, that's bullish. If it's under 221, that is bearish. So that's it. It's that simple. All right. So team, yeah, that's it. That's the show. Does anybody have any questions here? Any last questions before we wrap it up? We'll take anybody from the audience here on Clubhouse here. If not, that'll be it for the show. That will be it for the show. Any other questions? Helen, do you have anything else to contribute? I know Helen's busy over there. Going once, going twice. All right.
Hello.
Oh, go ahead, Helen.
Yeah. What do you think about AMD?
Oh, AMD.
Yeah, AMD.
It's kind of funny here. If you look in the weekly time frame here, after we broke out of the previous channel between 58 to 50, then we kind of went to this channel, and hey, we held this this previous demand zone here at 74. So as long as we're above 74, I could say that I'm bullish on it, especially if you're sitting right above the weekly 200 there. But as soon as we go under there, I think we could be potentially bearish on AMD. But right now, again, see if 74 holds. If we're above 74, I can maintain a bullish stance. If we're below 74, then I will be bearish on AMD. I do see that you guys in the room here, Helen, I do see that you actually cover AMD quite a bit. Do you have any thoughts or insights on AMD? Because I do know that your room follows it often.
No, actually, no. I'm just curious. I think it always has something to do with the market, SPX. If SPX is, I don't know. What do you think about the Rivian? It looks like it's gonna break out. Rivian and Lucy. Rivian looks better than Lucy. The chart wise. Rivian and Lucy, please take a look at it.
Oh yeah, so you can see here that Rivian has this hockey stick pattern, and again, right, when you IPO at around $100, and then you hit a low of 20, I mean, how much lower could it possibly go? So for me, if you like Rivian, I will be adding some shares down here on Rivian. I do like it.
There is a.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. After
I was going to say.
I will share a news because Amazon bought tons of Rivian. Last week they announced. I forgot how many they bought for their delivery truck. Rivian truck as their delivery truck. Amazon. That's a great news.
Oh yeah, and just to let me recap here, because we had the volume kind of cutting in and out here on Clubhouse. I'm not sure if everyone heard Helen clearly, but Rivian, and thank you for the news, Helen. Rivian was able to Amazon purchased trucks from Rivian last week, and so I did not see that anywhere in the headlines. So that's some very good news. Okay, very good indicator. I mean, technically speaking. You see, we already had daily and hourly momentum here on Rivian. The EMAs are starting to stack positively on Rivian. 8 over the 21, 21 over the 50. I don't have my other charts to look at all of them, but this is looking pretty okay. Let me see here. I think I have a momentum chart here. If I could. Oh, that's not it. Hold on. Let me look at my momentum chart here. I'm sure it's still probably reading bearish, but ooh, no. It's bullish to choppy here. So yeah, I like.
Do you know that
Amazon
looks. Actually they still have some shares for Rivian? How many shares? I will check later. But this is something I was thinking like it's kind of tricky. If Amazon holds a lot of shares, Amazon just spend little money to buy trucks. Use this piece of rumor or news. To pump Amazon, and then they make a lot of money on investment, not the real truck, but on the investment on the Rivian stocks. They spend a little bit of money. Just I'm gonna buy 50,000 or 100,000 trucks. That's not very big money, but they put so much money on the stocks. Then they use the tiny money to pump the stock. Go up, and then you make money on the investment, not the real business.
Oh, that's a good observation. And how could you say, if you were an investigator with the SEC or anybody else, right? How could you say that there's a conflict of interest? Because they could just say, hey, look, we're just investing in our company. We bought the equipment, to use for our company, and we own shares, so that's. To me, that's very shrewd, and possibly very wise.
That will be a win-win situation.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's smart. It's smart. So we did look at Rivian here. Let's look at Lucid. Lucid looks like it's kind of in a choppy kind of trend here. It's not really clear whether up or down. At least with Lucid. It has some hints of potential bullishness there on Rivian. Lucid, not so very much. But, again, we are kind of below its IPO price here on Lucid. And, again, if you like Lucid, you should be adding some shares here, right? Don't add Lucid when Lucid is popping up to 30, 40, 50, and, think it's going to go to $100, right? Don't buy Lucid then. Buy Lucid right now when it's quiet. And we are in a phase 1 market phase. We can clearly see that Lucid is going sideways. So for me, if you like Lucid long term, this looks like a pretty okay place to add. You see the low here is at 13, current price at 18. Again, if you like Lucid, you can average down. This is not a recommendation. Nothing that you hear on this stream is a recommendation or investment advice. Please consult your local financial professional. I do see that it is 6:15. Let's look at the futures, and we are down a third of a percent here on NASDAQ. Let's look at the ES. We are down a third on the ES there. We are, all right? So while the futures fix themselves and, yada yada yada. Yeah, that's basically it, team. That's it. Any questions for anyone before we shut down the show? Any questions? Okay. Again, going once, going twice, and team. I want to thank everybody for being here. Again, my name is Charles Becco, and I'm joined on the stage by Helen. And we want to thank you so much for being here. Helen, you got something here?
What stock are you going to trade tomorrow?
Oh, I don't even know if I'm going to trade it tomorrow. It depends on what happens.
Because once you said I'm buying Tesla, so I was watching it very closely, and then I got a point even lower than you, and that made a ton of money. So that is amazing. So I'm going to watch every stock you buy.
Yeah. So I don't quite know. I don't quite know what I'm going to buy tomorrow. We're still holding on to our portfolio of shares. I did add some UVXY here. Actually, yeah, let's take a quick I know I keep saying I'm going to shut down the show, but keep thinking of things to talk about here, man. Let's look at UVXY really quickly, right? Yeah, we're hitting a yearly low here on UVXY here, and we broke all support here from what these things are not necessarily meant to like be held, right? But I'm kind of questioning the lack of volatility from the VIX, right? Kind of questioning the lack of volatility, right, with all of the bearish news. But again, if the VIX falls under 20, that is bullish, right? So just adding some shares of UVXY here, a VIX product, just to kind of hedge my portfolio, because when everybody is greedy, you got to think a little fearful. But again, team, got to shut down the show here. Again, my name is Charles Becco, joined by Helen. Thanks, everybody, and God bless.
Hey Charles, are you gonna pop in tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be on Clubhouse tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow.
I have a great news. I have a fantastic news to share. You know what it is?
I'll be there. Don't worry.
No. So my news is my followers is 8,500. I got 100 more over the weekend.
Oh wow.
8,500. Is that fantastic?
It is. We'll talk about it more here. Let me just shut down my side over here.
So every week I got 100 followers.
Yep.
That is